We are live. Welcome, Edison Middle School. We have our live presentation to make sure that we are social Edison distancing during this important information that we're providing to all staff this morning, live from the media center here at Edison Middle School, the situation room, if you will. So we're going to go through the presentation this morning. Hopefully you can follow along. I think we have figured out how to make sure that we get it displayed up on the screen as well. I'd like to first welcome on St. Patrick's Day, Eddie Eagle. How you doing, Eddie? Very good. Good to see you. Glad you could fly in for the occasion. So as we go through this presentation, I don't know where Drinkwater went, so we're going to start off. The goals for this morning, if you go to slide 2, is obviously there's comfort to all of what we're doing. We have planned for the next 24 hours. The goals for the next 24 hours as far as getting our rooms ready to be declutterized. Hopefully you're working on that already. Also being sure to, you do not need to be taking bulletin boards down, taking things away, trying to neatly stack some things. Obviously the custodians will be coming through in the next week or two to kind of really give the room a thorough cleaning and sanitizing. We'll also be doing Eagle's Nest as well, because that needs sanitizing, as I'm sure. So, but we are going to get through this. Obviously, uncharted water, unprecedented of what we're going through, and I do know that a lot of your questions may not be answered as of yet, but we're going to do our best because, as you know, information continues to come out hourly, half a day, daily. Communication. One of the things is a professional expectation due to the changing landscape, on and on and on. We would hope from this day forward, please at least check your email once a day. Because of the important information, Pastor Gasper's emails are top priority. Everything's good? Yeah, yeah, I'm on slide 3. Check his emails daily. This would be an expectation, during spring break 2020, if you could do that as well. We're going to provide the schedules for today, the rest of today and tomorrow, instructional expectations, logistics, tech materials, family access to building on Wednesday. We have some food service information. I have some symptoms information if some of you are still wondering what those are, and parting thoughts. Slide 4. So the work schedule for today and tomorrow, all staff have the ability to access their bank sick time. Eddie, you have bank sick time. This week, however, you should only use sick time if it's due to an illness. March 18th and 19th are paid days. ERT is not authorized today or tomorrow for staff. Paraprofessionals will report today as they have, and some tomorrow. They will be reporting tomorrow. The above bullet statement applies to the days for this group. So you're expected to work, for your support staff to work your hours, and you can adjust those based on what time you come in. If you're 5, 5.5, or 7, please make sure that when you come in at 8, you do your required hours. Support staff for prepping rooms. We are preparation of a lot of people that are down here in the LMC, and we appreciate everyone coming down and helping out to get our Chromebooks ready, our chargers ready for kids to take and to go home. The above bullet statement applies to these days only for this group. Work on assembling instructional materials for students and other duties as well should be assigned. Eddie, myself, Mr. Jones, Laura will continue to man the custodians. Wayne will be continuing being in the building unless we're told otherwise. So we are working each day. I'm expected to be here each day, including through spring break, depending on kids and daycare as well. So I'm running through that as well. Slide 5, instructional expectations. Now, there are a few things. Optional. It's been clearly articulated by the School District of Janesville that enrichment materials, COVID-19 instructional enrichment teacher resources through a universal portal that parents and students can access. I would hold on sending stuff out to parents unless, just because parents are going to get inundated, if you've seen on probably Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, there's a lot of material that's out there for people to be working on. So we're going to try to streamline that through the instructional enrichment teacher resources. The link is provided to you. If you have things that you come across that you think would be good, there's a content submission form. And again, what is the submission form for? Basically, it's to streamline all the materials that are going out. That way, again, families, everyone else is not continuously getting things and trying to figure out. This is an opportunity also to let those students do something awesome that you're always wanted to do that they could do on their own. And think about being a little bit innovative and creative that if you share some information, they can take a picture of it, they can tweet it, they can Instagram it to you that they're working at home. I find it, Eddie, kind of interesting. A lot of these people that are tweeting and Instagramming that they're working with their kids homeschooling for about an hour or two, and they can't take it already. And they only have 1 or 2 kids. So parents are working diligently at home with those kids to make sure that they're working with them on their instructional materials. Keep in mind, the instructional materials as of today is a may do. It's not a must do. Nothing is required of our kids right now. I do not know how that's going to transform after spring break. I do know information will be coming as far as answers as an online portal platform for our kids, but keep in mind from this point right now, this is may do, it's not must do. The expected, if this extends past April 6th, teaching and learning is going to look different. We have a responsibility to provide some programming for our students. Use time on Tuesday and Wednesday when you're not cleaning to work on either A, if, and that's a big if, we come back April 6th, we're ready to roll, or to get with your teams and possibly brainstorm or strategize with your teams how you could provide instruction digitally. So once you're done cleaning, and again, these are ifs, big ifs, I want to repeat that. You provide some time about if we have to go digital or if we have to plan for when they potentially do come back, we're ready to go and we're not behind. So, and I know questions will come up and this isn't the best time to raise hands and so on and so forth. So we'll continue to gather some of those questions and we'll get that out. I know Eddie and myself and Mr. Jones are thinking about, you know, providing maybe this type of forum each day to share some of the questions that we gather here from Edison. And again, I won't be able to answer them, but hopefully we can provide some ways there. The next slide, I gave additional ideas and resources for enrichment. That's just for you, okay? Those are FYIs, things that we continue to get along. Eddie gets with some of our SDJ colleagues and so on and so forth. Logistics. Wednesday, families will have access to the building. We are currently working on building a flyer, checklist, if you will, for parents when they do walk in. Kids are going to expect to get their Chromebooks to go home and a charger. We are expecting students to clear all their materials, personal belongings from their locker, and that means class and gym. We don't know how long this leave will take place. I'm sure some of their FIAD stuff is marinating down there in the locker room. We want to hopefully encourage them to take them out, take them home and clean them. Plus, if we got a lot of sanitizing, a lot of cleaning, we don't want to get that disrupted with some of the stuff. So please, as you're sitting around and welcoming, and I'll say that later, welcoming parents into the pods and so on and so forth, you know, be encouraging, tell them, you know, remind them. Our office will be working on medications. Of course, kids that do have possible prescription medication that they do need to pick up. Beth, Laura, Marie in the office will take care of that. You have to be trained to dispense any type of the prescribed medication. I'm assuming a lot of kids with the ibuprofen and those sorts of things, they can stay. They will be locked up, but parents may need to pick up your band instruments or any other instruments that are personal to them or that they need to practice. Staff should be available to greet kids and families as they assist them on everything they need to take home. We'll also provide families with information about where children will be fed for breakfast, and that will be coming. You know, if you have your kiddos at home and you're not sure, your kids are more than welcome to come into Edison here today or tomorrow, and device distribution will have a checkout process. So I kind of reiterated some of that. Now tomorrow, here's a kicker for staff. We need 2 shifts on Wednesday, okay? There's a Google form within the presentation right there at the end for you to potentially put if you're a 7 to 1 person tomorrow or you're a 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eddie, 7 or 1? You're available all day. Good. So, and you will not need to report until you're assigned shift, okay? We're going to keep eyes on, and the part of the Google form is so that we know that we have a little bit of balance between the 7 and 1 and the 1 to 7. Pods, departments, you know, if you could share, you know, some of you come in the morning, some of you come in the afternoon, that'd be ideal. I know sometimes your family situation may not allow that. Whatever works for you, try to make sure that you sign up for those shifts. And again, the Google form is just so we can make sure that we have people here for both times tomorrow. Food service, people are asking, meals will be provided, and you'll have this information. Of course, you should have the presentation if parents start asking. They'll be provided 11 to 1, Monday through Thursday, starting March 19th, and they'll continue even through spring break. There's a number of locations. Craig, Parker, Edison, Marshall, Wilson, Van Buren, Madison, and Jefferson are the targeted areas right now where lunch pickup will happen and breakfast pickup. This is a fluid food service situation. This will go out to any kid under the age of 18. We'll have stuff outside, tents outside. This is through Jim Deegan, drive up, walk up, bike up, grab and go meal for every child that is with them. Remember, this has to be the kids. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, if the family comes up, Eddie, if I'm not mistaken, and they have 2 kids in the car, they can't get 4 meals, right? I think it was just for the number of kids that are there present. So yes, the kids have to be present for the meals to be distributed to them. Food service will monitor and increase operations or distribution based on need. Could more schools be in play? Absolutely. They may need more people, food service people, if you will. Depending on the situation with the pandemic, if it increases and so on and so forth, they may need to increase, width and space, and so they know that food service will continue to work on that moving forward. So it is a fluid process. Reminders moving forward, again, professional expectation due to the changing landscape, check your email. This expectation will include spring break 2020. Please do that once a day. And I know this is different times and people could, depending on their travel, depending on where they're going to be, family issues, please try to check that once a day. And Patrick Gasper emails are our top priority. Special education, as I get certain things along the time, IEPs can be held, could be held today and tomorrow, but not after until April 26th. And these dates, again, if for some reason the IEP, most I don't believe are looking to meet. They could if they had to, but keep in mind too that we won't meet after tomorrow. We won't meet again until April 6th, and that April 6th is fluid, depending on what other possible days of leave that we have, what other possible days of school when we come back, so on and so forth. Again, staff expectations to assist the school building with cleaning. I hope I got out the email and you saw it last night, just to be prepared to take your valuable, important items home with you. Some of you have personal items. Our custodians are going to clean and sanitize over spring break. The following actions by teaching staff would greatly help the efforts of our deep cleaning. You do not need to take your bulletin boards down, so I hope you haven't done that. What I'm talking about is some of the essential things that you have in the room that you might want not to be sanitized or clean, or it's just kind of loose. Those personal items, you know what, if you don't want anything to happen to them and you're unsure, if you can, take them. That way you know they're safe and sound. Keeping in mind, if there's an issue later down the line and you forgot, ideally access to the building should be shut down other than the people that are scheduled to work. So if there's something that you potentially forgot or left, you could text me, email me, and call me, and I could potentially help you out. Mr. Jones could help you out. Eddie could help you out. Laura. So yes, we are here, and I'll be available for the future. Big thing too, your refrigerators. Get those cleaned out. And why? The refrigerators, they may be getting behind the refrigerators and cleaning. They may be vacuuming, so they're going to be unplugged. So I don't want any science experiments happening in those refrigerators. So if you can, chuck or take home, that would be great. Remove the break rooms, valuables, remove loose decorations from your shelves and counter. If you want to box them up and leave them because you're not worried about them, that's fine. You want to put them in a cabinet, that's cool too. And again, this is the unknown. Some of you are sitting here saying, are we done? I mean, I'm sure some of that's going through your mind. I have no idea. So just keep making sure that your stuff is where it is, and we'll try to make sure that it's organized. Hopefully your animals you're taking home, because please don't sit there and think, oh, I'm going to have access to come and feed fish, or that blue lion, tiger, lizard that is up in W2 with Ms. Gagne. Please make sure that you take your pets home too, live plants from the building, your heaters, unplug those chargers. Hopefully those aren't all plugged in because they're not supposed to be. Make sure you're taking care of that. Prevent loss of property, neglect of animals, insect. The restricted access to the building will be March 19th through April 25th, or April 5th, but I don't know what's happening after April 5th. So that restricted access could continue on. The next slide is benefits, FMLA, wellness, your Mercy Care people, your Dean people, FMLA. There you go. Mercy Care, Dean, and FMLA, those are FAQs. As far as symptoms, what do I do? The next page is the symptoms. If you haven't come across and gone down that, you want to go to the next slide, Mike. if you haven't gone on that rabbit hole to find out what the coronavirus, flu, cold, or allergies, it's all about, where you go. There's some information there, okay? So that's just an FYI for all of you. Parting thoughts and questions. Now, I know I've gone through this quickly and we're kind of on the fly, and again, I want to thank Mike and Britta and Eddie and Mr. Jones and all the people on the LMC for their time this morning, jumping in, helping out, putting on safety rubber gloves and all those sorts of things. We're fortunate. Many of our students, think about this, we're fortunate. A lot of us will be able to go home and take care of our families, but we do know our middle schoolers right now have just become the main caregivers for some of their families. And some of them are out there facing uncertainty as far as, the meals and where am I gonna get the lunch, where am I gonna get the breakfast. So the biggest thing, and Eddie, take care of your baby eagles. Families, take care of your eagles, take care of your kids and your family. And again, this is uncharted waters, unprecedented. Hopefully this helped with not having everybody in one room or splitting the alphabet in half. Hopefully this will be recorded. And of course, to fill my time as I'm in the building and Eddie being around, we're going to look for ways to, and Mr. Jones, look for ways to maybe push out some of this so that you can hear from us in case things come up. Because I know looking at your emails and looking at links will probably get tiresome if it hasn't yet already. I understand that. And I really try to only push out from me what needs to go. Biggest things. Today, try to get as much cleaned up as you can. Okay? Tomorrow, please sign up for a shift. When the parents come in, let's be encouraging, let's be comfortable, let's help them out with what they need. If you don't have answers to their questions, as I'm sure they'll rifle a few questions at you, you can reach out to me via phone, email. Some of you have been texting already, that's cool. Text Eddie, text Mr. Jones, if you need some help with some of our families and some of our parents. I have no idea what to expect tomorrow as far as how many of them show up and who takes, but keep in mind, it's may do with the work right now, it's not required. That question will be answered later if need be. Directors, coordinators, the superintendent, the assistant superintendent, and the principals will start looking at that as we get closer to after spring break. But again, based on society and the world and how we continue, remember, we're doing what? To flatten the curve, right, Eddie? So that's what we're trying to do, is to bear down, batten up the hatches so that people are not out and about. This is why we're doing it digital, and we keep everyone safe. That's key for right now. So until then, Eddie, anything you'd like to share? Good job. Love what you did. Thank you to the people that helped us with this presentation, being digital and you being able to go over it. You can email me with questions, you can text me with questions. I may not respond right away because I may not have those answers. Do what you think is best. Make sure you get that food and those science experiments out. Please declutter some of the rooms. LaChance, I'm talking to you so people can get around those tables and desks easily, and there's not tripping hazards for our cleaning people. Just try to make sure everything's nice and neat and organized today and tomorrow, and then take care of yourselves until we fly together again. What do you like that? And I think my last one, I had a little, hence the day of St. Patrick's Day, Samuel Schwab, happy birthday. I wanted to make sure I get that out, so I know our morning announcements will turn on a chance we're able to say that, but happy birthday. May your joys be deep as the oceans, your troubles as light as its foam, and may you find sweet peace of mind wherever you may roam. So the Irish blessing for St. Patrick's Day. Thank you, everybody, and we'll let you know if we have to go live again with any other announcements.